Hello everyone, this is Kyugene and Sherry, and this video presentation is for Dr. Ames GIS programming class at BYU, and our project was the U.S. National Parks Adventure. The problem description for this project was to make a web application using HTML, JavaScript, and Gizmo through Tethys platform. Our web application maps 58 national parks in the United States with their proper image, name, location, area, and the date it was established. The requirements for this project was to add an interactive map to our web application and link it in with our KML file that contains the national parks information. We also had to create a function such as a drop-down menu with specific national park names and pop-up bubbles with the appropriate information about a certain national park, along with the slider function filtering established dates chronologically. Next, the end user can access our code through GitHub, following this link right here. Now let's look at the web application. Here you can see this is our Tethys portal, and right over here with the National Park Service icon is our app. Just click it and we can access the home page. Here in the home page of our web application is the welcoming introduction video to the U.S. National Parks, and if you go right here to the bottom left corner, the end user can locate the Go to Map button to access the interactive map. So once we click here, we're now in the map, and you'll see the small tree icons indicating different national parks across the US. And over here to your left, the user can locate the drop-down menu showing the state name of the national park locations. And for example, if we go to Arches, Utah, it will automatically zoom in to that location, and clicking that icon, you can see the pop-up bubble that shows its appropriate image with its name, state, location, and the date established. And for more information about Arches, you can access this wiki URL right here, and it gives you more information about the national park itself. Going back to the web application, the interactive map, we can also see that we could do this for other national parks. If we zoom out, we can see that there are many more national parks to view, but that's just a general overview. Now when we come over here to the slider function up on the top, we can see that the slider function is where the user can slide to a desired year of their choice, where the map displays the national parks established by the selected year. So for example, you can see that the earliest national park was established in 1832. And as you can see, as you keep sliding, you can see that the parks update itself with the national parks established that particular year up until the most recent date. Next, we will introduce our code.
Hi, our application was developed in Tethys platform, and Tethys platform is mainly used for web application development. It is built using Django web framework. So here you can see the file system of our application. So Tethys organizes the app using a concept called model viewer controller. And model is a database, viewer is a user interface, the controller is a backend. And in this project, we mainly focus on the user interface, and which uses HTML and JavaScript. So now I will show you how we accomplish this application and the features. So our app has two home pages, the welcome page and the map page. So correspondingly, we created two HTML files here, one for each page. So let's look at the HTML file first. And this one is a home page, as a welcome page. And this HTML page is divided into several blocks. And the app navigation block is where to define the left navigation part of the page. And the left part of the page is defined in the app content block. And here you can see the welcome and the introduction of the application and the video here. And the app actions part is a button to connect to the map page. Then next we'll look at the map HTML file. So at first, the styles block here, we put all CSS file related to a style of these web pages here, and we reference the CSS file we needed, including the open layers and the bootstrap for the pop-up and the jQuery for the slider. And then here we defined the style of the pop-up, including the border, the size, and the color, and the close sign here. Then we defined the drop-down list here in the app navigation block, and then is the app content part. Here we defined the slider first, and then the map with a pop-up. And at the bottom, we add a button here to go back to the home page. And at the last, this scripts block, we put all the JavaScript files here, and this map.js file is where we define the dynamic functions of this map page. And besides, we also reference the open layers, JavaScript file, and the jQuery. So these are the HTML files. Now let's look at the JavaScript file. We define all the dynamic functions of this app in the JavaScript file. The JavaScript file is located in the JS folder in public folder. And at the beginning, here is a main function. And in it, we created all different layers and elements in the page. First, this is a pop-up part. And we add a click handle to hide the pop-up. Then we create an overlay to add a pop-up to the map. Then we define the projection, and we create the bin map layer as a base map, and we create a KML layer to show our KML files here, and we create an empty vector layer to show the parks established before the specific year. We will use it in the slider function. Then we created the map and added all layers, overlay, define the center and the room size. Then we created the slider. Here we define the minimum and maximum and the step of the slider. We also define the slide event, which means if the user slides the slider, it will do this stuff here. First, it will show the value, the year they selected in here, and then it will run this show parks function. So let's look at this function first. Here is a show parks function. It will accept the value user selected, and run a loop to find the parks that established earlier than this year. Then add the features of these parks to the vector layer and show the layer. Then back to the main function here. After we created all these things, we added a click function to the map to show the pop-up here. So here, after user clicks the map, and the pop-up will show the description part of the KML file. Let's look at the KML file for 1 second. The description part contains all the information of the park as a table. So we just show the description part, and all the information will show in the pop-up window as a beautiful table. Then you may notice that we have another function here named select park. This function is for the drop-down list to let the user select a specific park and roam to it. Then you may remember that we define this function, this feature in HTML. Here use gizmo, and the type, this is a type of gizmo is select input, and the ID is select park. So we can find the same ID here in controller. Look at this. In the map function, we found the select part here. Here is how we define our drop-down list function. We listed all the parks in the options, and we defined an unchanged event, which means that when user changes option, it will run the selector park function here. Let's go back to JavaScript to look at this function. Then the JavaScript will get the user selection by this function. And after that, we run a loop here to find the park in the KML layer and read the coordinates and roam to it. So that's the end of our code. Thank you very much for looking at this video. And our project name is US National Park Adventure. Thank you.